A Monster Calls is directed by up-and-coming director J.A. Bayena. Hope I said his name right. And it stars Liam Neeson, Sigourney Weaver, and Felicity Jones. And is about a boy who is visited by a monster, sort of a tree-like monster, like the ones from Lord of the Rings. And it's voiced by Liam Neeson, which only makes it cooler. Because his mother is suffering from cancer and he's getting bullied at school, so he kind of has a bit of a shit life. So who doesn't need a monster voiced by Liam Neeson at that point? And the monster is going to tell him 3 stories, and then once the 3rd story is told, the boy has to tell the tree a story, sort of his nightmare basically. And this is one of the most emotionally challenging films that's come out in quite a while. It is very emotional. You will probably cry. If not, you are a serious, major level cynic or just no heart or whatever. It's a really upsetting movie at times, but it's also a very uplifting movie in a way. The best way I would describe it is sort of a dark, sort of Tim Burton-esque, Roald Dahl-esque interpretation of E.T. So it has E.T. feel. It has an E.T. feel to it, but it also has a little shade of maybe Fault in Our Stars, but darker than that. Definitely sort of Roald Dahl and Tim Burton-esque, like I said. And I enjoyed it. I didn't love it. Like, I've met people who have loved this film. I don't love it as much as other people do. I wasn't as invested in the characters as some other people were, but I will say this movie has a lot going for it, including a lead performance by the child actor. I can't remember his name. For the life of me, I cannot remember the kid's name, but he's great. Like, he is probably the best thing in this movie, which is saying something when you have a cast that includes Oscar winners and Oscar nominees, and God knows, it's really good, you know. Felicity Jones is great. She plays the mother who's got cancer and she doesn't want to admit to her son that she's not going to live much longer. And you have Sigourney Weaver as the grandmother who doesn't, and her relationship with the grandson is kind of strained because of the mother's illness. It's a very dark movie at times, and it goes places. It's very mature as well, and the stories that the tree tells are done in a beautifully animated way. It's very reminiscent for me of the sort of Deathly Hallows explanation scene from Deathly Hallows Part 1. It reminded me a lot of that style of animation. I thought that was beautiful. I loved those bits of the film, and I love that those stories aren't very black and white. They're very morally grey, which fits into the story very well. So my main issues would just be I wasn't very emotionally invested in certain characters. I did well up on a few occasions. I'm not a fucking monster. I just didn't cry as much as other people did. I've been hearing, oh, I was in floods of tears with this movie. I was welling up a little bit. Also, Sigourney Weaver was doing an English accent, and it was kind of distracting. It wasn't very good, and I love Sigourney Weaver, so I don't like giving out about her, but she needs to do a better British accent next time if she's doing a British accent ever again. Other than that, it's an enjoyable movie. It's a bit tough at times emotionally, and I think it's a bit too long, but it has moments of sheer brilliance, and overall I enjoyed it. I'm going to give it 8 out of 10. Thanks for watching, and if you like any more of this macho movie goodness, click like and subscribe for my channel.